the biggest, heaviest fighter in the ring was also the deadliest.
Case the right hand of Butterbean. Wow, he's scary just coming in.
I mean, Eric Butterbean Esch was no typical boxer. At 400 pounds, he smashed muscle-bound champs and even had Mike Tyson worried. You know what's crazy? This guy turned size into pure knockout power.
And then ultimately, of course, he's fighting.
And here's where it gets even stranger. Butterbean didn't start as a polished boxer, but as a raw, tough-man competition brawler. These fights were all about aggression and heart, and Butterbean had those in massive doses. Standing 5 feet 11 inches and tipping the scales at over 400 pounds, Butterbean was a walking anomaly in the boxing world. Most fighters focused on speed and finesse, but Butterbean used his sheer size and power like a wrecking ball. His nickname? Butterbean. It came from his perfectly round, stout shape, and instead of hiding it, he owned it, making his body his secret weapon. Turning professional in 1994, Butterbean quickly made waves. His early career was a flurry of brutal knockouts that left opponents and fans stunned. It wasn't just about being big, it was about being unstoppable. What would you do if you faced a 400-pound knockout machine? Ever seen someone turn size into such a lethal advantage before?
Of what you're going to be able to see. Butterbean opens right up style, and he is.
This part blew my mind. Early in the fight, Jackie Beard, taller and way faster, didn't hold back his disrespect. He mocked Butterbean's size, dancing around and taunting him like it was an easy win. You'd think Butterbean was an easy target, right? But here's the twist. Butterbean took every punch like a tank, barely flinching. Then out of nowhere, with one brutal right hand, he sent Beard crashing to the canvas. The crowd went wild. The cocky, quick fighter was humiliated in front of everyone. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement that size and power could shatter speed and arrogance. Beard's mockery turned into his worst mistake.
Butterbean, he would stare down opponents, he'd knock the guy through the ring ropes once onto.
And wait, it's about to get way more shocking. Doug Norris was the classic muscle-bound bodybuilder, shredded and steroid-fueled, thinking his muscles meant unbeatable power. He tried to keep Butterbean at bay, jabbing and staying out of reach. But the moment Butterbean closed the gap, everything changed. Norris couldn't handle the force behind those punches. By round 2, Butterbean obliterated him, proving once and for all that brute force beats gym-built looks. This fight exposed the myth that muscle alone equals power. Butterbean showed that raw strength and knockout ability can topple the muscle giants every time.
That's a big if, and I think that there you go.
Just when it seemed Butterbean was all about boxing, he shocked everyone by jumping into MMA. James Thompson, a seasoned MMA fighter, was hyped to finish the fight quickly. He had the skills, the experience, and confidence on his side. But Butterbean, he had zero MMA training. No fancy moves, no grappling skills, just pure knockout power. What happened next blew people away. Within seconds, Butterbean landed a brutal punch that knocked Thompson out cold. No wrestling, no submissions, just raw force ending the fight immediately. This embarrassing loss left the MMA world stunned. How could a guy with no MMA background dominate a trained fighter so fast? It proved that Butterbean's power wasn't limited to boxing rings. It translated anywhere he fought. Muscle, technique, or experience didn't matter when he could end a fight with a single punch. Thompson's quick defeat became one of Butterbean's most talked about moments, showing that power and heart could overcome skill, even in a completely different sport.
Who also had a jab, was a sparring partner, and also was 1-6.
And here's where it gets even stranger. Jonathan Whitfield, nicknamed the Bull, came in ready to intimidate Butterbean with his aggression. Whitfield tried to bully Butterbean early, throwing wild punches and acting like he owned the fight. But Butterbean wasn't fazed. Instead of backing down, he bulldozed Whitfield with relentless, crushing punches. The more Whitfield tried to push, the harder Butterbean hit back. It was like watching a force of nature in action. Whitfield's intimidation tactics completely failed. He quickly found himself overwhelmed and unable to fight back. Another knockout was added to Butterbean's highlight reel, reminding everyone why he was feared despite his size. This fight was a clear message. Aggression alone wouldn't win against Butterbean's power and will. Whitfield's nightmare became a textbook example of how Butterbean dominated fighters who underestimated him.
Arrogance, it's Butterbean, the 300-pound plus Jasper, Alabama.
This part blew my mind. Pat Jackson was no joke. A skilled boxer who thought he could outbox Butterbean with speed and technique. Jackson danced around, throwing precise punches, trying to wear Butterbean down. But Butterbean wasn't just standing still. He threw wild, powerful swings that came from nowhere. The crazy part? Even the referee got caught in the chaos, nearly getting knocked out by one of Butterbean's wild punches. Jackson soon realized something. No matter how skilled he was, he couldn't hurt Butterbean. The power was just too much. After taking shot after shot, Jackson threw in the towel. He quit because he knew Butterbean was unstoppable in that ring. This fight showed Butterbean's unique style, messy but deadly, and that sometimes raw power beats refined skill. And hey, how often do you hear about a referee almost getting KO'd? That's just classic Butterbean chaos.
Did you hear Bob Arum in the background telling...
Ed White was a steroid-built monster, the favorite to win the IBA title. Everyone thought White's muscle and strength would crush Butterbean's. But Butterbean had other plans. He walked through White's punches like they didn't matter and demolished him with brutal power. The fight ended quickly, proving that technique combined with raw power beats just muscle mass any day. White's steroid advantage was useless when faced with Butterbean's knockout punch. It was a reminder that being big and built doesn't guarantee victory against a fighter who knows how to land the right shot.
About his boxing skills, I mean, do they sometimes get a little bit overlooked? Is he maybe a little bit better than the...
Kevin Talon was tough as nails. Critics thought Butterbean wouldn't last long against someone with Talon's durability, but Butterbean proved them wrong. He mauled Talon for 3 intense rounds, showing more stamina and heart than most expected from a fighter his size. When the fight finally stopped, it was clear Butterbean's endurance was better than critics gave him credit for. Talon's insane durability was no match for Butterbean's relentless power and will. This part blew my mind. Peter McNeely was famous for fighting Mike Tyson, so he was expected to be a serious test for Butterbean. People thought that if Butterbean could hang with McNeely, he could hang with the big names too. But what happened? McNeely was battered into submission, Butterbean's power overwhelmed him early, and McNeely never really got a chance to fight back. This fight proved Butterbean wasn't just a sideshow fighter, he could stand toe-to-toe with opponents who had faced boxing royalty. His connection to Tyson through McNeely's record made this win even more impressive.
Big ripping shots by Butterbean, and it started...
And here's where it gets even stranger. Marcus Rode tried to outsmart Butterbean by using movement to tire him out. The plan? Make Butterbean chase him and run out of energy. But the plan backfired. Rode was the one who gassed first. As he slowed down, Butterbean closed the distance and knocked him out. This fight silenced a lot of critics who said Butterbean had no endurance. Turns out he had the cardio to last and the power to finish. A deadly combo.
And as Mike Tyson said...
This part blew my mind. Mike Tyson, one of the most feared boxers ever, openly admitted Butterbean's power was terrifying. Tyson joked, "I don't want none of that," making it clear Butterbean was one fighter even he wouldn't face in the ring. That's huge coming from a legend known for his knockout power and intimidation. Butterbean's raw strength and iron chin made even Tyson take notice, a rare respect from the baddest man in boxing. Despite all the chaos and knockouts, Butterbean had one big regret: never landing that mega fight against Tyson or other top heavyweights. Fans wondered what could have happened if those two had squared off. But maybe Butterbean's legend is even bigger because of that missing showdown. The what if that still sparks debates today.
He's too stupid to run. He'll stand up and get knocked out.
The pundits say you couldn't last...
Butterbean's legacy is simple but powerful. Over 50 knockouts across boxing and MMA, a feat few can match. He wasn't just a big guy throwing punches. He was a cultural icon who shattered stereotypes about size and skill. He proved you don't have to look like a traditional athlete to dominate. His charisma and knockout power won the hearts of fans worldwide, turning him into a beloved figure beyond just the sport. There's an ongoing Hall of Fame debate about Butterbean. Some say his unconventional style and crossover success deserve a spot. Whether or not he gets in, his impact on combat sports and pop culture is undeniable. Butterbean wasn't just a sideshow. He was a knockout machine who humbled giants. With freakish power and unmatched charisma, he became a legend. Would he have dominated if he were 50 kilograms lighter? Maybe, but at 400 pounds, he was unforgettable. The fattest KO artist ever. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've got way more knockout stories coming your way.